Okay, Linus, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
My question is it possible or is it wise to design a logo with an inscription on it? Or better off, just design a logo and the logo says it all without necessarily putting an inscription there. There's an inscription of the name of the company or the name of the organization that owns the logo.
Okay, so I'll try to rephrase that question. So you're asking, so if I'm right, you tell me if I'm right. So Linus is asking if you can just make a logo without having, you just have only the symbol without having an inscription of the brand name below or beneath it. Can you just have only the mark, or is it compulsory to put them together? I think that's your question, right? For that, okay, we have different kinds of, and that's, I think we're going to get into that, I think, in later sessions, okay, but I'll just try to throw a brief light to that. We have different types of logos, okay? We have different types of logos. We have, I'll just list some of them for you. We have word marks, we have symbols, okay? So symbols, they usually don't have an inscription of the mark on them, okay? A very good example is Apple. Have you ever seen Apple having an inscription of the name Apple? Have you seen it before? I'm certain that you've not, okay? Linus said no. It depends on the mark you are making or the type of logo you are working with, okay? If it's a symbol, there's no need. But if you have some other logos like word marks, we have word marks like Coca-Cola, you get, the logo itself is the name of the brand. You get, it's the name of the brand, so you won't say that's bad. That's just them using another type of logo. It depends on what type you want to use, okay? So you can't really judge anybody on that, okay? You can't really judge anybody on that. So it depends on what you want to do. It depends on the brand, what the brand wants. Some brands might just tell you, I need a very simple logo. So you work with a symbol. You might not necessarily have the brand name under, or most times people have variations. Have you heard of this before? They have variations. They have some that has the brand name under it, scripted on it, while they have other versions of the logo where there is no brand name at all. It's just the symbol. So you might choose to work with that, especially if it's for a brand that is just coming up. Apple might not decide to put that because they've already made their name. So even if Apple is not there, it's not their business. Okay, it's not their business. But for a brand that is just coming up, you can't do such a thing. Okay, at least you should have different versions, and at least you'll be using the version that has their name inscripted on it. So when they have made their name, then you can decide to say, okay, we will not work with this. Let's just work with this to be simple. So I hope I'm very clear. I hope I'm very clear on that. So that's it for the question sessions. So if you're on YouTube, you want to join the Telegram group, the link is below, and you have to follow for more, right? Subscribe and share, okay? Share. Okay, follow me on Instagram and all my social media platforms. Typically, you would get knowledge. Okay, you would get knowledge. And okay, that's all for today's session. So see you on our next session. This is going to be explosive. One thing about this course or this bootcamp is that the bars are going to be raised every time. Okay, so if you think you've got to something today, then what about next time? We'll talk about the rest characteristics of a logo. Even now, you can just use that character I talked about to judge a logo. You get to judge a logo and know, okay, this logo is unique. Something looks like it elsewhere. So things like that. So that's it. So bye-bye. See you next time. I remain EKD.